I used to do lots of things.
I used to do things and I'd say things and Jesus I was evil. Take things and break things and Jesus I was evil. I never shook, baby.
Okay. It's recording. Yeah. Okay, so we're here together. First time in 2.5 years. November 2021.
Yeah. Yo.
I've never had kombucha in my life, and I've had 4 in the past 2 days.
4?
Like 2 at the bar last night.
Oh, that's right.
Plus this one.
Yeah.
Plus the one I'm having now. It's all right. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So what has been your favorite?
I think you should speak up. Is it loud enough?
Yeah.
L.A. is it's kind of dirty.
Uh-huh.
A lot of traffic.
The culture, though.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to hurt your feelings.
It's all right. You can hurt him. I don't know.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's nice-ish. I like that you have a lemon tree. I am jealous of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was saying yesterday is everything is a multi-hyphenate in the city.
Mm.
It's nothing is just a bar, or it's like a bar, tattoo, laundromat with a speakeasy through a barber shop every second Thursday of the month.
Yeah.
With a drag show.
Yep.
Underneath, like you go into a latch, give a password, and solve a riddle from a little person who's speaking in Indonesian.
Uh-huh. It's non-binary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but and what's the drag if it's non-binary?
Right, exactly.
Can non-binary people do drag?
I don't know. I think that's the intersectional pretzel.
Yeah,
work, right?
I've never thought of that. So anyway, that's LA in a nutshell, or at least Highland Park, which is where you live at.
No, not at that peak. So, what are we doing tonight, Benjamin?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I say we go to Barney's Beanery.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of history there.
Uh-huh.
And then let's come home and have a nice quiet night. Well, nice quiet night in together.
That sounds good. Yeah, even yesterday the bar we went to was like a bar that had, of course, let's make something weird. Like that's nothing is this. Had Centauri whiskey soda on tap.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen before.
Yep.
It was very cool. I would have ordered it if I knew what it was at the time. All the taps are hidden in the bars in LA, I've noticed. You can't see anything.
Yep. Everything
is really dark. But that was very cool. But it's also apparently a record label.
Yeah.
Because of course it is.
Yep.
It was funny because when I was bringing all this up as the outside observer, we were with all LA people last night.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, "Oh, I never realized that," or like, "You're so a nerd to it," and they found it very funny.
Yeah.
And I'm very observant.
You are?
Yeah, I'm very observant.
Even without your glasses, you can still see things. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool. That was fun. We went
It was
to
all right.
yeah. Well, we had some amazing tacos.
They were, I mean, the best tacos in LA.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Right. No, but then every taco place here says that.
Yeah,
so.
but that one has a Michelin star.
Yeah. I don't trust Michelin stars though.
No?
No.
Well,
I'm sure that the quality's good. But do you know how Michelin star, like how that came about? You know it's the same thing as the tire company, right?
I did know there's a spider on me.
That's how I responded. That's how. That's what I think. The spot your arachnophobia.
I don't know how does it has to. I mean, it is the same company as the Michelin Man. I know that.
Yep.
But how? What was it, like just promotional shit?
Kind of. Well, so it was about 100. It was like late 1800s, early. Well, I had to have been early 20th century. So when cars started to come out,
Right.
they created guides of like so you're a motorist. Well, here's a pamphlet. Here are the best restaurants. Here's the best hotels. So they'd get like these little booklets.
You're the ones that won't serve black people.
Pretty much, yeah.
So actually, it's the Green Book,
yeah,
which
the movie with Mahershala Ali.
and guess who created the Green Book?
Don't say New Jersey.
Actually, he has an awesome name. It's called the Green Book because his last name was Green. His name was Victor Hugo Green.
Really?
How great is that?
I don't know. That's like Charles Dickens Brown. Like,
yeah, that's cool. I think that's cool. Like, you know what my grandfather's full name was?
What?
Theodore Roosevelt D'Alessio. I'm not fucking kidding. That's his real name. Because that's what immigrants used to do. They would name their kids like the most American thing possible. It's like, no, we're cool. We're cool. We're down with whatever they're doing over there. That's not us. We name our kids after presidents, which I think is sweet. Yes, my grandfather's real name is Theodore Roosevelt D'Alessio.
Wasn't that Kramer's friend, FDR? But it was like
Franklin
Delano Romanowski or something.
yes, Franklin Delano Romanowski. Yeah, something like that. That's good. That would be so cool to have initials like that. Yeah. My brother-in-law's initials are WTF, which is pretty good. That's cool. I'm gonna turn my chair a little here, but yeah, WTF.
That's cool.
Yeah. Am I still in the shot? Sorry, we're not used to this. We're not physically together that often. It's kind of throwing off.
Vibes.
How's that?
That's fine, I guess.
I had the same shirt actually, and I feel like I'm too far away. I had the same shirt last time I was here. I wore.
Which one?
I drink and I know things.
Oh. Well, I'm wearing my red.
You know where Peter Dinklage is from? New Jersey.
Yeah. I mean, he's not that great, really. So.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah. Okay. He's got some pretty bad politics.
Yeah, he went to Bennington. Of course, he has bad politics.
So I don't know if I wouldn't go around bragging about that.
But aren't we always separate that shit? He's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, that's true. And hey, so when are you gonna read some Stephen King?
Well done. Fair enough. And I've owned that, and I've said, yeah, but Stephen King is like a daily tweeter of that stuff. Like Peter Dinklage doesn't do that.
That's true.
And Stephen King has just become more of like a politics person. It's really obnoxious.
I used to like Dinklage more before all this political crap because he was being interviewed once, and he was saying like, whenever I'm around people, like they try to kind of dance around the fact that I'm a little person. He goes, I don't like that. Like, it's fine. Yeah. Like, just be open about it. I thought that was cool. But since then, he's been kind of more like, well, we need more representation of little people. It's like, okay, you went from like, hey, it's cool, like we can talk about it, it's fine, to now like, whoa, hey, we need more inclusive.
Yeah, I guess I do. I think he had a point when he was saying it is like the last kind of whatever demographic, right? Yeah. Like you could slice demographics so many ways. You could do gender, race, religion, age, education, all that shit, right? Yeah. And I think he had a good point when it was like, it kind of was the like little people were the last demographic that was like, it was okay to make fun of for that thing.
Right.
And I do think that was true. Like, I'm not necessarily like point and laugh, but have them always play the elf. Yeah. Always play like the butt of a joke or something like that. And I would understand. I mean, life's hard enough already.
Right.
So I get that, but yeah, it was just kind of typical like representation crap.
Yeah.
I mean, that's annoying. I know he had a lot to say during the Snow White, right?
Right.
But what was his position on that? It wasn't like, because that was always dwarves.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to like get rid of the dwarves, right? He wasn't on that side.
I don't remember what he said about that. It seemed like no matter what position you had, it was problematic to somebody.
Yeah,
because if you're like, oh, like we're
wait, now maybe he was maybe he was.
Well, it seems like if we're gonna keep the dwarves,
no, I think he was like, don't make the movie.
Right.
Yeah,
maybe
that's not good. I think it was that. It was like that was from like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
So
what's funny because like that seemed like no matter what position you took on it, it was still gonna be problematic for them because like, we keep the dwarves, but then we replace them CGI so that we were not just pigeonholing little actors. Yeah, it's like okay, but then now you're costing them jobs. Okay, we're gonna cast real like little people to play these dwarves.
Right, now you're stereotyping jobs. Yes, exactly, and make them. You could update what they do for. They could be heroes, right? They could be really smart, really cunning, really thrifty and. You're right, because we did talk about this. It was no matter what you did, you were offending someone. Yeah. It was kind of the perfect storm of demographics and representation. Yeah, but I do think his position was more like no, we don't make this.
Right.
Which of course, I mean, I actually agree with him just for different reasons.
Yeah,
make it because it makes something fucking original.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's
It
her
was
name?
more just from an artistic standpoint. Why do you keep making shit?
Yeah, and what's her name sucks.
Oh yeah, Ziegler.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen that meme where it was like it had a white guy shooting a black criminal? And they're like, "Why are you making black people the criminal?" And then showed the other one where it was a black guy shooting a white guy. And it's like, how come you're making him out? And it's like, okay, all right. So, but it's like no matter what, is like,
yeah, exactly. Even in something, it was like there was the point. I mean, they even joked about this in 30 Rock, which was 30 Rock was like very Obama era comedy, like that sort of stuff. And I remember Jack Donaghy said something. So Alec Baldwin's character was like, "No, I saw a commercial and it was like for a home security system, and the robber was a black guy." I was like, that doesn't exist now, and I don't know if it did then. But like, and that was like a sign of progress. Yeah. Now, if that did happen now, it would be like, well, why are you making the black guy? I mean, if you watch commercials like it's the white people, the white man, like the dumbass, like 95% of the time. And if like a black guy is the dumbass or like the fool, right, the joke, then it'd be like a black woman is the smart one, right? It's never like however you slice it, never like goes. It's almost never like black guy, dumbass, white guy is like the smart person, like buying the product or using the service. I always love one of my favorite like unrealistic things in movies. It always warms my heart is the multiracial gang. I always love like RoboCop we were talking about today. There's like always like and I just watched Toxic Avenger.
Oh, you watched that?
I watched it. Yeah.
What'd you think?
Was it not on my? You know what? It's on my next. It was my first review after my last update, so I haven't published it yet.
Okay.
It was
the first superhero out of New Jersey.
Yeah, that's the tagline. Like the first superhero ... from New Jersey. Yeah, Toxic Avenger. It was
Troma. Yeah.
Okay. I gave it like a high 60s, 67, 60, I forget. It was so like definitely see it. It's ridiculous. It's way. I didn't realize how violent and sexual it was going to be. Yeah. It was very cool. I like the acting is so melodramatic. I love like the group of, I don't know, are they supposed to be teenagers, I guess? I don't know. They might be, but they're in like their mid-20s, looks like. Yeah. But they like kill people with their car. Yeah. There's like run over children. It's really dark. It's a really violent movie.
Really over the top.
And they're like acting, I thought was real fun over the top. Like Bozo, I liked a lot. He was like real crazy. Always like really I gotta do it, man. I gotta do it. And it's like a titty movie, right? It's like blondes with their tits out, like to seduce. I liked the kid before he became a Toxic Avenger. I thought that actor was like the perfect dweeb. Yeah. Yeah. I liked it. Big mistake I thought they made was having talk. Toxic Avenger.
You could tell it was like
it didn't match anything. Yeah. It didn't sound garbled or gnarly or anything like that. It just sounded like a superhero. But he's like,
it was also recorded after the fact,
right?
So it was
and I'm like,
so the audio quality changed all the time.
Why do that? Just make him not talk. Make him grunt. He's more sympathetic that way. Yeah, it makes more sense.
But I guess that would have been like, riffing on the Hulk a little too much though. A big green.
But the whole movie's a riff. Like the whole movie is not supposed to. It's not exploitation, satire. I guess like it's ridiculous. Yeah. Everyone's evil. It's very. It's a ridiculous movie. Yeah. Well, yeah, but getting to because the gang that holds up the taco place, the Mexican restaurant, is it's like a black guy, a white guy, and a Latino guy. Yeah, and it's like, and the black guy has this line. Is like he bends. First of all, they shoot a dog. Yeah. So if you don't like that, which I don't like, I have a whole thing about cats. I mark I don't like when they kill cats in movies. They just shoot a golden retriever point blank with a shotgun. So spoiler alert and trigger warning. I'm fine with those trigger warnings. And then it's a blind girl service dog. Yeah. Yeah. But when I say this, it becomes absurd. I know. Yeah. And then the black guy bends her over, and his line is, "I've never cornholed a blind bitch before." I'm like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. Like, that would not get me today. Even close. Yeah. Like, you kill a blind girl service dog, and then you joke about sodomy in public. Yeah. Pretty wild stuff.
I like how there were samurai swords in a Mexican restaurant, just like hanging on.
Oh, were they?
Yeah,
Is that what he get? I don't remember that.
they're just hanging on the wall. It's
Hanging
like
on the wall. Yeah, it's an absurd movie. There's just like a German scientist, but also like it's supposed to be like a hidden Nazi in the police or something. There's like a German accent, and he like randomly like Sig Heils, and it's an absurd movie. It's fun. It's gross. Like definitely. I mean, NJ Star Ledger NJ.com did the top 50 movies that take place in New Jersey.
Yeah,
and that was like number 10, I think.
Nice.
I went through. I did all the ones I've watched. I think I've seen like 10 to 15 of them already.
Yeah.
And then I marked all the ones that I'm going to watch a bunch of them. I'm not going to watch all 50 because some don't interest me. But, that's part of why you should watch this. If you're like into New Jersey stuff, it is a classic. Like to me, the Toxic that movie poster's classic. That was a big part of my childhood.
Yeah.
I was singing before, I was singing heavy metal.
Yeah.
Like the heavy metal and heavy metal 2000s.
Yep.
Heavy metal 2000 now is like a big 8-year-old Ben walking around Blockbuster, seeing the busty woman with the gun, and the one riding the pterodactyl type creature. And then Toxic Avenger was very big, and I don't know if that's because it was popular because I was in New Jersey.
Yeah,
and if that's what but I always saw it in video stores, Blockbuster's West Coast Video.
It was one of those movies where it's like it was not a hit movie, but it became like on VHS. It was a big VHS thing in the 80s.
I can't imagine that was even ever in theaters though.
It probably just limited release, just like So the company that made that is Troma.
Yeah, because the town is called
Tromaville, yeah. And so it's just very trashy. That's the whole thing, just trashy, low, but and the main guy, his name's Lloyd Kaufman. He directed that. But he's almost like a low budget Mel Brooks. He's the small Jewish New York guy.
Yeah.
Just really goofy.
Yeah.
But like just more lowbrow than Mel Brooks. He's just a low budget Mel Brooks. But he's adorable and wonderful. But they just, they did just trashy low budget stuff. They had a studio, an office for a bit in L.A. And this is but they closed down years ago. But here's the thing: like they're so cheap that they still kind of like they recorded footage of them like closing down their studio, the LA studio, and then knocking down the Troma sign and like, they're like, oh, let's use this as like bonus content for a DVD. Like that's how cheap they are.
I love it.
Lloyd Kaufman, he put out a series of books, like make your own damn movie, produce your own damn movie.
Yeah, that's cool.
And he had this one thing where it was like, don't hire a cast and crew. Just get homeless people and then pay them in cheese sandwiches. Like just super cheap, super scrappy, low budget crap.
Yeah. It's a ridiculous movie.
It is. And that's all they're... So I've only watched the first Toxic Avenger and then Toxic Avenger Part 4, which I think is the best one. It's so fucking funny.
Oh, wait, this comes full circle. They remade it last year with Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, yeah.
I have to watch that. Why didn't that get more hype?
I don't know. It blew up for like a week and then like it just kind of went on the radar. I don't know if it came out yet.
I want to watch it because what I've been saying is I watched a couple Peter Dinklage movies recently, and he's very subdued in them. I watched The Station Agent, which is a very New Jersey movie.
Yeah,
that's like, it's 2003. He's really young.
Yeah,
it's like Michelle Williams, Joe Cannavale. I forget the main woman. She's one of those actors you see all the time, but I never know her name.
Yeah,
and it's like a guy he inherits an old station that for a train stop that isn't there anymore up in like Sussex County. I guess it's actually not a made up town. It's shockingly, I didn't even know this town. It's called Newfoundland, New Jersey, which is like a subset of another town, which is like Northwest New Jersey. Yeah. So it's real quiet. It's like people don't think of New Jersey when like they think of like when you see that place, you wouldn't think it's New Jersey. And he's really quiet and it's subdued. He's kind of wants to like be alone. Yeah. He's obsessed with trains. So I saw that, and then I saw She Came to Me, which came out last year. And again, he's like the opera composer. Right. And he's real quiet in it. He's very like the straight man, but like making decisions, but definitely straight man. And I'm like, I need something with Dinklage, like giving it, like a Tyrion, like saying witty things, showing emotion. He does show emotion at one point, Station Agent, like the climax. Yeah, but I need something more like that. So I hope that comes with the Toxic Avenger. Yeah. So I want to see that. So I'll watch. He's one of those actors like I'll watch anything. He's so we'll see.
Well, before you watch that, watch Toxic Avenger 4, Citizen Toxie. It's quite.
Just go straight to 4.
Yeah, I have not seen parts 2 and 3, but I heard that they're pretty bad.
Yeah.
But part 4 came out in the early 2000s.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they were all. I thought it was just the one and then the remake.
I mean, Troma's so cheap; they're just gonna milk anything they have. That was popular at one point. So, but it's so over the top, and it's super offensive. It's very. I mean, it's just how different culture has changed in the last 20 years. But it's there's a scene where some old lady gets hit by a car. It's a different game, but there's really sadistic. So they run over this old lady, and then and then they run over multiple times, and they drive off, and then she's in the street bleeding, but then she starts pissing and shitting at the same time.
Oh my
it's
god!
Just
no, I don't want to see that shit, man. I don't.
Here's the thing, it's so, but it's so.
I don't like toilet humor. I never did.
But it's also really low budget though. Getting back to reason number 34 why you should watch Citizen Toxie. James Gunn is in it. And he plays
James Gunn, isn't it?
The director, yeah. He got to start at Troma because he wrote Tromeo and Juliet, which is this crazy New York City modern punk rock version of Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Tromeo, yeah, I think I saw it when I was looking all this up to write the review.
Same thing. It's just crazy, over the top,
yeah,
raunchy, violent. It's worth checking out. It's a punk rock.
Do they still make it is it still raunchy and violent like that in the recent ones, or is this 2000s? And
this is it. So Tromeo and Juliet came out in the early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
So it's funny. It looks like it came out in the 80s. It's still so trashy and low budget looking.
Yeah.
I remember. So you the Troma intro where it has the cityscape and then the cheesy 80s music.
I think so.
You probably if you saw Toxic Bed, you probably saw it. But then in the early 2000s, they switched to a digital version of it. But it's still really. It looked low budget even in the 2000s. It still looked this is 95.
Yeah,
CGI.
man. But that's the thing. The worst, because pre any of that stuff, a lot of stuff was great because it was practical. So 70s, 80s, parts of the 90s. The worst, and now a lot of the CGI is great. It's really good. But you had that period in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, early 2000s, where CGI is so bad.
No, but this is worse. This is worse. This is where it looked like a kid did this on a Mac, an iMac in 1997 or something. Yeah. So when Jim and I, we were really into Troma for a while, so we watched a newer Troma movie with the new digital intro, and I was like, oh wow, dude, Troma's doing pretty well for themselves. They got themselves a computer. But in Citizen Toxie, James Gunn is in it. He got to start at Troma.
Very interesting.
And he appears in Citizen Toxie, and he plays
Citizen Toxie.
Citizen
Toxie 4?
Yeah, part 4.
Gotcha.
And he plays this sort of I don't know. I can't think of a better way to describe it. He plays kind of a retarded genius.
Really?
Well, he's in a wheelchair. It's this weird version of Stephen Hawking.
He's in it.
He's in it. Yeah.
Oh, he's not directing it.
No, he's in it.
Gotcha.
And he talks like he's got Down syndrome, but he's a genius. But then he's in a wheelchair and he's talking all
Stephen Hawking. Yeah.
No, but he talks like he's got Down syndrome. He's really over the top,
really hitting
retard.
Yeah.
You know. But then and then he gets hit by a car, and that's how he dies. So it's just they're just going for it.
Yeah.
But there's a gang. But there's not neo-Nazis, and then there's the KKK, and there's just all kinds of just going for it.
Is it in New Jersey?
It's all in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I don't know, man.
Watch it. It's fun.
I might. I have a lot of movies to watch. I did the first one. That's the classic.
Part 1 and 4.
It's like Rocky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I do recommend Tromeo and Juliet. I have heard that it's often taught in college courses of
really?
Of here's a modern interpretation of Romeo and Juliet. Yeah. It's nuts, dude. It's
I like Romeo plus Juliet. I'm a defender of that movie,
and I will forever hate you for that.
Why don't you like it?
I just don't like that Baz Luhrmann. Yeah, I just don't.
Why? I think he's unique. He's over the top.
He is, but he's like the Zack. He's like Zack Snyder of theater. You know what I mean? Where it's just sort of it's just, I don't know. It's just very
theater. He makes movies.
I know, but it's also very hammy. It's very theater. It's very theater.
Yeah, it's very. Yes, you're right. It's very theater kid.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like Zack Snyder if he was a theater kid.
I don't watch Zack Snyder, so at least because he does Marvel stuff, right?
No, he does DC. Completely different. Completely different. Dude.
I like Baz Luhrmann. I defend. I haven't seen all of his stuff. I heard. He's Australia, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that's not great. but I like Romeo plus Juliet. I like The Great Gatsby.
Really?
I do. I like The Great Gatsby. I thought it was fun, and I like Elvis a lot.
I heard Elvis was alright. I might watch Elvis.
Elvis was. I was just talking to my fiance about that. It's good. It's It was weird. Like they didn't really need Tom Hanks's character. I don't think, or not nearly. I feel like they included more of that character and told it through that character's story because they got Tom Hanks.
Right.
If you just didn't hire Tom Hanks, you could have told a different story and had that character in it. And now it's like you're not going to have Tom Hanks being it for a little.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought that was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But Austin Butler's really good. The movie's really good.
Here's the thing. So Austin Butler, I hated him for a little bit because his voice changed, and I was like, he's still doing that? Like,
Still doing it. Yeah.
But then I watched. I read some interviews with him, and it's like he can't. Like, it kind of permanently fucked him up a little bit. Like he couldn't.
Yeah.
I was like, now I feel kind of bad for him.
Yeah.
Because when you watch before and after, it's like, oh, he's just like a regular guy. He's got kind of a regular dude voice. But then it's like, I was like, dude, now you're really playing at the Johnny Depp thing.
Well,
like,
what was the thing he did? Because he's in that movie about pilots. Or that show, I forget if it's a movie or a show on HBO. Fly Boys, or is that something else?
No, I don't remember. I don't know.
And people are like, is he gonna have it was whatever's next? Like, is he gonna have the accent?
Yeah,
I think he kind of does, but it's also like because he's playing a character from like mid 20th century, like it kind of fits also.
Yeah.
So it'd be funny if he's playing like he's in like a rom-com or something with that voice. But yeah, I remember seeing him at the Oscars.
Yeah.
It would be 2 years ago, right?
Yeah,
the Oscars 2 years ago, and or last year, and it was weird.
Yeah,
but I don't get it. Why can't you drop it?
I guess, but if what he says is true, then I actually feel more sympathy for him.
What did he say?
That he can't stop. Like it's kind of permanently messed up his voice.
But like, why?
I don't know, dude. What's his face from Jackass?
Who?
That guy.
Knoxville?
No, the one with the fucked up voice. You know which one I'm talking about?
No.
The one he talks like this. You know which one I'm talking about? Steve-O, I think.
Oh, Steve-O?
Yeah.
What do you mean that's not Steve-O's voice? But that's probably from doing Whippets.
No, he said that he was born using his vocal cords wrong.
Yeah, but that's different than doing an accent for a movie.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, anyway, when I read that interview with Austin Butler, I was like, oh, this isn't just like you trying to be like, oh, I'm trying to be the next Johnny Depp.
I don't know, man. You're a multimillionaire. Like, you hire someone to help you with that. A hire speech therapist to get you back to normal.
I don't know, because it seems such a cringy thing to do, unintentionally, to be like, look at me, I'm trying to be like Johnny Depp.
I'm not saying. No. I'm not saying that he's having issues.
Yeah.
It's not that. I'm saying it's not permanent. But you can.
Oh yeah, it might not be permanent, but it seems like it's had a much bigger impact on him than he might have realized.
Sure, of course. I'm not denying that at all. And I'm saying it's like I think you do something about it.
Yeah, maybe.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know. I know nothing about voices. So.
What happened to your car here?
Some dude bumped into a heavy metal drummer bumped into it.
Actually?
Yeah.
What do you mean a heavy metal drummer?
He's a heavy metal drummer.
I
know him. Yeah. I've been meaning to get it fixed. I just keep forgetting.
Is he gonna pay you for it?
Yeah, it was like a month ago, so I don't know. I just keep forgetting, and I'm like, at this point, I just kind of stopped caring.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Joe's big matzo ball sized dent in his bumper.
Yeah. I mean, I've never watched.
Why don't we give everyone your license plate number?
Yeah. So
they can call bomb threats. If you're not gonna let me do the address for the house, at least let me give you a license plate.
I'll give you the first 8 digits of my social security number. Okay. How about that?
How many digits is your social security number? 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the whole number.
Okay, let's give that to you. How about that instead? Okay?
I would appreciate that. I would very much. Your Celsius is gonna get warm.
So what am I supposed to do with it?
Stop talking.
Stop talking.
All
right, let's talk about LA. So LA's your new favorite city, right?
No. I was saying this before. If I would never, I'm East Coast to the bone. Only other place I would ever live is New Orleans.
That's still technically LA, you know.
Yeah, there are signs there that are like, this is LA, not L period A period. Yeah.
We got po' boys here. We got you know.
Yeah, it's LA. It's like New York. They're gonna have everything, but
better, yeah.
Actually, I lived in a weird building for most of my time there. It was like I was the only resident there.
Mhm.
It was like 4 units. One was just overstock for a jewelry store because that's the landlord owned a jewelry store.
Yeah.
And upstairs were businesses, and I lived under one, and they were from California.
Yeah.
But they had the black and yellow license plate. It's pretty cool.
Oh, the old school, the
Yeah,
70s
the old
ones.
school
Yeah,
ones.
those are cool.
Yeah.
I like those. Yeah.
But they were, doing California, my Louisiana. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Even though I'm from New Jersey.
So what'd you think of the Bradbury building?
Really cool. That
Yeah.
was beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit I like about LA.
Yeah.
Like that I wish there was more stuff. I mean, I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
But that was very, so explain what that is.
So the Bradbury building was built in the late 1800s. It's just metal
Wait,
and
was?
glass. Yeah.
That surprises me. I thought
It
would've
looks
been
more like 1920s. Yeah, like more Art Deco-y.
Art
But yeah, it was
Deco-y.
like 1890 something.
You guys are just ahead of the curve out here all the time.
Every single thing. But it's most famous for
Homelessness, you are.
Yeah, we know the future of homelessness, and it's people living and shitting in the streets, and it's beautiful. So we're avant-garde.
You ever want to know what America's going to look like in 3 years? It's LA.
Exactly. But yeah, so it's this building. It's a really super cool building. It's just like they have
Downtown.
in downtown LA. Very Art Deco-y, even though it's 25 years before Art Deco.
It looks like something that so I didn't really notice the outside of the building. Is that
It was just kind of like I mean it's pretty cool, but it's just kind of like an old brick building on the outside.
right? The inside is what's really cool about it. It looks like something that would be in like Great Gatsby, to be honest. We were just talking about.
Yeah. And it's most famous for they shot parts of Blade Runner there, but they also shot a lot of film noir movies there. It does look like where like a detective from the 30s
Totally.
would have an office,
like just a cigarette, cherry lighting up in the shadows of.
Exactly.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Because the way Blade Runner shot it looks very modern.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, and that was definitely part of the point where with when what's his face Ridley Scott was doing Blade Runner, it was meant to be futuristic but also film noir at the same time. So
and he nailed it.
Yeah,
Blade Runner basically created a subgenre.
That cyberpunk look.
Cyberpunk look.
I love the depiction of I love the 80s and from 82 to I don't know, maybe 97. From Blade Runner to Matrix, that style of cyberpunk of
I never loved Matrix, to be honest.
Mm.
I never loved the way it looked.
Yeah.
It was too bare bones to me.
Yeah.
I
should go back a couple years. 95, Judge Dredd. That depiction of cyberpunk.
Judge Dredd's pretty cool.
Of this dystopian. It's high tech, but it's also dystopian, and it's also very practical too. It's just neon signs everywhere, but it's also really ugly and it's just grungy, but it's still high tech and glossy at the same time. I love that look so much.
Akira wasn't. I mean, Ridley Scott definitely had to be influenced by Akira, right?
Didn't Akira come out after?
Wait, you're right. Wait, when did Blade Runner come out?
82.
Oh yeah, Akira was 87, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, Akira influenced a lot of shit after that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I know that, but you're right. Blade Runner, Blade Runner set the standard, and that I think is the best depiction of cyberpunk.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yep.
Probably.
Yep.
Blade Runner 2049 was cool too. It was too fucking long for my opinion.
Did you ever read? God, who's that cyberpunk guy? He actually coined the term cyberpunk.
Oh, I don't know.
Gosh,
Johnny
Mnemonic, that guy.
The guy who did Neuromancer.
Yeah, that guy, William S. Gibson. Yeah. I have a couple of books. I've read Johnny Mnemonic. I think
I've read Neuromancer.
Yeah, how was that?
It's good. It's cool. Yeah, that's a cornerstone of cyberpunk.
I think he wrote that right around the time Blade Runner had come out. I think he was writing it before Blade Runner came out. But when he saw Blade Runner, he's like, "Oh shit!" He took the vision out of my head. It was almost like the parallel thinking sort of thing.
Well, Blade Runner, the term Blade Runner is not in Blade Runner.
That's right.
In the book.
Yeah, Do Androids Dream of?
It's Blade Runner, though, is the name of a book. I think by William S. Burroughs, and that's nothing. It's totally different. I think it has to do with it's more practical. Blade Runner just is a cool name for a movie like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have anything to do with the plot of Blade Runner.
Right.
The book, I think Blade Runner is more about I think it has to do with stealing medical supplies for I don't know if it's like a dystopian world where they're real rare, so you're
Right.
running blades, like
Right.
scalpels.
Or you're a drug runner. But
Don't quote me on that. I don't know. I haven't read it.
Yeah.
But it's something like that.
Yeah.
And Ridley Scott just like that name because you can't name a movie to Android's Dream of Electric Sheep. Like people go,
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like, it's like the Shawshank Redemption. Like Shawshank Redemption, I think flopped
Yeah, I
for them
think so.
because people are like, what's a Shawshank? Like it's
Yeah.
wordy, it's weird.
Yeah.
You can name novels, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Different audience, it's a different appeal. You need
Yeah.
something more punchy usually.
Yeah.
So I do want to look
Total
at
Recall. It was based on a story called "We Can Remember It for You Wholesale."
Yeah. Also, that was also
Paul Verhoeven.
no, the book.
Cyberpunk.
The book.
Oh, Philip K. Dick.
Philip K. Dick,
Yeah.
who did, of course, Dream of Electric Sheep.
I think I sent you a picture. So like with receipts, or sorry, not stickers, but like stickers with the barcodes. They sometimes truncate the title of the thing, and it was like instead of "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep" by Philip K. Dick, it was like "Do Androids Dream of Dick."
yeah, it's good. It was very good. Do Android's Dream of Electric Sheep is cool. It's definitely a lot different. It's different than Blade Runner.
Yeah.
It also takes place in San Francisco instead of L.A.
That's right.
Yeah. Is his wife even in the first one? Yeah, excuse me, in Blade Runner?
In the book, in the
Is there-
movie,
yeah.
I don't remember that. It's been a long time since I watched it, but
I can't remember. Like his wife is a bigger thing in that, and they're like she's like addicted to like the whole religion aspect is taken out of the movie.
right.
Yeah,
You replace it with like a white unicorn or some shit.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but Cyberpunk. That's no one's done it well, in my opinion, since like the 90s, like the mid 90s. No, or at least no one's depicted it well. Maybe Spielberg
So
with AI.
you mean live action?
Yeah, in
like-
terms of live action.
It's like there's been good anime.
Sure, yeah.
Even Cyberpunk 2077,
Like the
was
video
that it?
game or whatever.
Yeah, but they made a show,
Oh,
an
yeah.
anime show. I think it might just be called. I watched it. It's pretty good. It's
Even-
cool.
The Super Mario Brothers movie from '93. Did you ever see that?
With John Leguizamo.
Yeah, like that look. It's really cool. That
I
grungy,
don't
futuristic.
remember. I remember not liking it.
It's not a great. Watch it again. It's actually pretty imaginative.
Yoshi's like an actual dinosaur.
It's like that. Yeah.
And I hate how their names are Mario, and Luigi,
I know.
Mario.
It has almost nothing whatsoever to do with the game.
Right.
But watch it in terms of just like a zany, cyberpunky type movie,
Yeah.
and it's actually pretty fun.
I saw it in like high school.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
remember not liking it.
So apparently, Tarantino unintentionally, indirectly, kind of helped redeem that movie because now it's sort of like a cult. I don't want to say
Really?
classic, but it is sort of like when as an adult you watch it and you go, oh, this actually isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Tarantino actually unintentionally kind of contributed to that because of his theater, the New Beverly Theater.
Oh yeah.
How
many? Am I still in the shot?
Not really. What are you doing? Why are you getting out of the shot?
I'm turning more towards you.
Oh,
Am I not in it?
just come a little closer. Come a little bit closer.
Okay, let me get up. My nudge. All right.
That's a little better. So Tarantino's New Beverly Theater in Hollywood.
Is it one screen?
It's just one screen. Yeah, it's cool.
Does it ever play new stuff, or is it all like stuff that's been out?
I think it only plays old stuff.
Okay.
But they years ago they did. So two directors directed the Super Mario Brothers movie, and they did a screening, and the two directors were there, and I guess it helped kind of revive like some interest in it. People were like, "Oh, hey, this is actually pretty cool."
Well, what did he like? What's redeeming about this movie?
That's what I'm saying. Like indirectly, like he probably didn't say, "Hey, let's do a Super Mario Brothers night."
Yeah.
But like he was probably like, "Let's just dig up some weird old movie and then see if people like it."
Yeah, that's cool. But all right, so he didn't necessarily say he liked it.
No.
I got you.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
I remember not liking it, like at all.
It's not a good movie,
No.
objectively.
Who plays Luigi? You remember?
Yeah, it was John Leguizamo.
I thought he was Mario.
No, that was Bob Hoskins, Who Framed
Oh.
Roger Rabbit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was Mario.
No, Bob Hoskins was Mario, and then Luigi
Okay.
was John Leguizamo.
I didn't know that.
Watch it. There's some great stuff in there.
Nah, I'm probably not gonna. Again, I have a lot of movies to watch. I rewatch like my favorite movies. not movies that I didn't like.
That you hated as a teenager?
20 years ago.
Are there any movies that you hated when you were young and then you watched them again? You're like, this is actually pretty good.
That's an interesting question. I hated when I was young.
Or maybe you just didn't really
like.
get.
I can't think of any off the top of my head. I feel like it's gone the opposite way more. I've like rewatched movies I liked the first time I saw them. Like CBGB was an example of that.
Oh yeah.
I remember watching it sometime, I think, in law school. So like probably between 2015, 2018, maybe 2017, around then.
Yeah. And
then I feel like I watched it like 3 years later.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot because I liked the history of CBGB.
Yeah.
I like a lot of that music. I was like, man, this movie stinks.
Yeah.
It's a bad movie. Like, it's cool that they show Patti Smith and the Ramones and Sting, and they have these characters, but like, that's a bad movie.
Yeah.
So no, but I'll have to think on that. Something I didn't like when I was younger and rewatched and liked it.
A movie that took me 3 times to watch it before I did like it was. It's a movie that everybody jerks off to. It was what was that Scorsese one in Boston?
Departed.
Yeah, it took me 3 times to appreciate it.
You liked it on the 3rd or on the 4th?
On the 3rd time, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's because like the first, maybe because like I didn't watch it when it first came out. I watched like a year or 2 after, but everybody loved it. And that was the one that he won an Oscar for. Finally.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
So everybody loved it, and I watched, and I was like, I don't know. First off, I usually don't like movies that have too many A-listers. To me, it's just like it's just such a Hollywood movie.
I agree, but I thought they did a good job with it.
I don't know. It's grown. I will never admit that.
All right, yeah, keep going though. So you didn't like it at first.
I still don't think DiCaprio's a good actor. I know, yeah. I know it's controversial, but whenever I'm watching a movie, he's in it, and I'm like, that's just DiCaprio.
I don't think DiCaprio's a good actor?
I liked him in
how many? What episode is this? How many episodes?
129, I think. Yeah, I still don't think he's a good actor.
I'm finding out now. You don't think
I've Leonardo?
You have?
Jamie, pull up an old episode.
I don't think. I don't think I would have continued the podcast with you if I knew.
Yeah, no, he's not a good actor. I don't care. People are saying, "Oh, he should have been nominated for Django Unchained."
You don't think Leonardo DiCaprio
is a good actor? No, I do not. He's too much of like a pretty boy. He's just, he's got that voice where he's just like, it's just him doing an accent. It's just,
dude,
he's not a good actor. I don't care. He's not a good actor.
Wolf of Wall Street.
It's just him, like doing an over the top New York accent. It's just. I will say the one movie that I thought he was great in, and I'm dead serious. The one, and he got an Oscar nomination for it, deservedly so. Was What's Eating Gilbert Grape. He was terrific in that.
Yes, he was.
I will give him that. Without any caveat.
He's a fantastic actor.
No, he's not though. He's not. Like, have you seen The Departed?
Of course.
I don't know. Maybe because like people keep casting him in like these very intense roles, but it's like he has no weight. He's like it's like no, you should not have cast, him. He's just too much of a pretty boy. I didn't like him in Django Unchained because he's like an over the top Southern accent.
I loved him in Django.
I
didn't love what's the most recent one, Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh yeah,
it was all right. Like he was good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought overall I liked the movie. It's a really good movie, but
I didn't like him in The Aviator. I don't like that.
I never saw The Aviator actually.
Scorsese keeps putting him in his movies.
Yeah, it's his muse.
Go back to Bobby.
This is
Bobby
shocking. This is shocking to me. That
he's not a good actor, and I don't care.
I'm polling that on Twitter tonight because that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I don't think he's a good actor at all. No, I should say I think he's done like 1 or 2 good movies. I thought he was okay.
I don't know how we're going to recover from this.
Yeah, I just ruined our friendship.
It's really like this is a lot. This is a big drop.
What else was he in?
He's in tons of movies.
He's in Inception. I thought he was all right. He was watchable in Inception.
Watchable?
Yeah.
All right, let's change the subject.
You triggered.
I'm not saying he's he's the best actor alive, but he's a great actor.
I don't think so. I really don't see it. He's still just like a kid to me. I don't know.
The kid sounds like his 50s.
Yeah, but he looks and sounds like a kid. I didn't like him in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You didn't?
No.
What?
he's just like a kid putting on an over the top accent. It's just
What's his accent in that?
no, he's doing like a southern accent.
What's about that in Hollywood? No, he's not.
He's got an accent in that one. Yeah.
When he's acting in the movie, like when he's acting in the movies within the movie, because he's playing a he has like a Western accent. He's playing a cowboy, or he's playing the bandit guy in the movie within the movie. It's not
90% of the movies that I've seen him in, I'm just like, that's just DiCaprio.
That's so crazy to me.
Yeah.
That part I get a little more. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But
Django Unchained, you seriously thought he was great in that?
Yes. I loved it.
I don't know. I just thought it's just over the top.
It is over the top, but it's also a Tarantino movie. A lot of the characters are over the top.
They are, but like at least when an actor is over the top and they lose themselves and I forget that I'm watching an actor.
Yeah, but it's not the actor's fault for being like one of the most well-known actors in the world.
I don't know. Like when I watched like Heath Ledger as the Joker, then I'm like, oh, that's not Heath Ledger. That's
wearing makeup.
Even when he wasn't, I'm still like.
But Heath Ledger, why? So Heath Ledger is like preserved in amber, and again, his Joker's one of my favorite performances of all time.
Yeah.
But what had he done before? He had done
A Knight's Tale.
Right, Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
Like he plays like a
10 Things I Hate About You.
Right, like he's playing all different types of stuff. So the Joker was crazy.
Yeah.
Like was a crazy departure from that.
Yeah.
But if he had lived and he had been making movies for the past 15 years, he died in 2012, right?
Yeah.
You'd probably be saying the same thing.
Maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. I still feel like there are other actors who are like, who've been doing movies for decades, and when they do a good performance, I forget that they're an A-lister. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a character. This is them in this world. Oh, I don't know.
All right. I mean, hey, I appreciate a hot take, but that's pretty crazy to me.
DiCaprio. That's funny. He's a good actor. That's funny.
Yeah, man. There's a reason that he's in all this stuff. Like,
I mean, he's an A-list. But just because someone's popular doesn't mean that they're good. Like,
who's popular? Who's not good though?
I don't think Tom Cruise is a very good actor.
You don't?
No.
Oh my.
You think Tom Cruise is a good actor?
Yeah, I think Tom Cruise is a good actor.
I don't think so.
I think he's a very good. I think he's a great actor.
Fine, he's watchable, but
So how about who is a good actor?
Oh,
who's alive?
Who's alive? Marlon Brett? No.
Well, no, it can be fine. It doesn't have to be alive, but it has to be someone. They can be dead, but they had a large breadth of work. I think Heath Ledger did not have a lot of work.
Okay, Jimmy Stewart. I think Jimmy Stewart was.
Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah.
Someone else.
Okay. You don't like Jimmy Stewart, or is that just too?
No, people don't know Jimmy Stewart.
Okay,
people don't know Jimmy Stewart because you're comparing. Well, again, this is compared to people like Tom. You're naming like the A-list of the A-list.
Yeah.
So someone in that strata.
I think Tom Hanks is a better actor than DiCaprio. I think he's done more performances where I'm like, okay, that's not Tom Hanks.
So to be honest, Tom Hanks kind of does to me what you're complaining about with people like Leo.
Yeah.
Like Tom Hanks, I see Tom Hanks.
Yeah. Maybe because like
but it doesn't mean I'm like, oh, great, it's a Tom Hanks movie. Like no, it's like that. Actually, Tom Hanks to me is Tom Hanks.
Maybe it's the type of characters. So I think Tom Hanks, like when he does like an everyman, when he's just playing like someone's dad. I mean, I buy that. But when I see DiCaprio playing like a charming, charismatic guy, I'm like, they're more charming, charismatic actors than you. And why you keep putting him as like the ladies' man? I just don't really buy it.
He wasn't in Coast of the Flower Moon.
Oh well.
They actually kind of make him ugly in a way. Like definitely personality-wise ugly. Yeah. I mean, everyone's kind of ugly, and at least all the white people are.
I bet you if I watched that, I might be like, this is a great role for him.
You haven't seen Coast of the Flower Moon?
No.
Watch it. Watch it.
One of these days I will.
You like don't watch new movies.
I don't.
Why? Don't. You don't care? Like, because you're such a fan of film.
Yeah.
And like, that shocks me.
Yeah.
I watch tons of new stuff, even though I know a lot of it is going to be average or even below average.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if that's how averages work, but like I watch a lot of stuff knowing it's going to be like between a rating of like a 57 to like a 73.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff in there.
Right.
But I like that because it's more of I like watching all these movies because it's like, well, what does this say about our culture?
Right.
Like what kind of movies are being made, who's being cast, what the story is being told. And I'm willing to sit through lots of 64s and 67s
Yeah.
to then find that gem.
Yeah.
That's like, holy shit, this is like an 88 movie and no one is talking about this movie. And, you know, I'm going to look out for this actor. Yeah, that's kind of why we do shed selections too. Like Best of Night. Like, I'm looking forward to that director's, I forget his last name, next movie that's supposed to have Matthew McConaughey. I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah.
But that kind of stuff. Like, that's why I like just watching anything 2024. For the most part, I'm watching not like superhero shit.
Yeah.
But like most, not like kids stuff either usually. But like I'm just watching it to get more of an idea and get like, well, what is this year looking like for cinema?
Right.
Like, what are the best movies looking like? What is all like, and the trends of like demographics and you know, is this like a big eat the rich year? Is this a big racial year and that kind of stuff? So.
Yeah. Yeah, I like watching a lot of older movies. I like watching them.
Well, you're much more of a rewatcher than I am, which is fine. Some people, like a lot of movie podcasts I listen to, they're like, oh, it's just movie 3. Like, I love Dune. I give Dune a 98. I've given a handful of movies in the high 90s.
Yeah.
I have no rush to see it again anytime soon.
Yeah.
And some people, like, I love my experience.
Yeah.
It was one of those movies that somehow was better than the first.
Right.
First one I actually didn't love. I gave it like 87. Like, I thought it was great, but like Dune 2 fucking rules.
You obviously thought Dune 2 was better than the first Dune?
Way better.
Interesting.
Yeah, way better.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to rush to see it again. I want to see other stuff.
Yeah. No.
So, and I'm someone who like goes out of my way to watch movies. There's some people who see like a handful of movies a year.
Yeah. No.
So, yeah, but you're much more of a rewatcher. I rewatch like I love to rewatch every few. And again, when I rewatch like every few years, like I love to rewatch Sideways. My favorite movies are Monty Python, The Holy Grail, Big Lebowski, those sorts of movies. I'll watch like several times in my life.
Yeah, watch DiCaprio movies.
Yeah, dude. This is.
I guarantee you, we've talked about this before.
I don't think so.
We have. We totally have.
No, because we talked so much about Tarantino, and he's in 3. Well, how many Tarantino movies is he in?
He was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And he was in
Django's at it. He's in more. He's in tons of Scorsese movies. Yeah. Okay, so we talked more about Tarantino than Scorsese, but I mean, he's in a couple of his big ones, and I don't think I've ever heard you say that you don't think he's a good actor.
Oh yeah.
I don't listen to you most of the time you're talking anyway.
well, now you won't. I don't know. I just think, you know, he just doesn't have much like weight, much like, you know, much of a presence.
The gravitas.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest shit you've ever said.
He's just too much of like a
who has gravitas?
Ooh, I mean, like besides the obvious, like Morgan Freeman or somebody with that.
Yeah, like obviously, what's his name? The best actor ever.
Who retired?
Yes.
Yeah, no, he was in There Will Be Blood.
Yes. Oh my God. Too many noises.
I know.
It's supposed to be a quiet neighborhood. You know who we're saying.
Yeah, the last of the Mohicans guy.
Yes.
But yeah, that guy. You know, so when they did a poll, when they did not a poll, it was like they got a bunch of actors and they averaged out like their
scores.
The scores like on Rotten
Tomatoes.
Yeah, and he was the highest. It's like 86%. Because but like he only and he's retired now, but like he only did
incredible.
Yeah.
I kind of wish he didn't end on Phantom Thread.
Yeah.
That was not
right. I never saw that one. Was it?
It was all right.
Yeah.
Like he's great. What's his fucking name? Why can't I think of it? I've been terrible with names today.
Yeah.
This kombucha's actually hit me pretty hard too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Everyone's screaming it.
I know.
I feel like an idiot. He's like one of my favorite actors. Yeah, My Left Foot's an amazing movie. That's it. Like that's an incredible movie, and also super dark. Like
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, I knew it was a triple.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And like they don't even show the dark part. Like that's a dark movie-ish.
Yeah.
But like they don't even talk about his like wife who he's trying to win and stuff, like that woman.
Yeah.
She like beat the shit out of him.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like I think there were lawsuits and like she beat up a disabled person.
Shit.
Yeah, it was like really, really bad, and the movie just ends with them like getting together.
Yeah.
It doesn't go past that. Oh, spoiler!
No.
I mean, it came out in like 1989.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Great movie though.
Lincoln.
Yeah, obviously Lincoln. Yeah, he's the best. Like,
Yeah.
he's the gold standard.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. I'm not. Yeah, so he has gravitas.
He's an actor where it was like when he played a character, I'm like, that's not Daniel Day-Lewis. That's some other guy. That they got the real person to play that.
Yeah, that's kind of true. I see what you're saying with that. Yeah, there will be blood.
And
The milkshake.
the butcher
I
guy.
drink your milkshake is one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And then the butcher guy in the Gangs of New York.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, Bill the Butcher.
Yeah.
I love one of my favorite shots is him like wrapped in the American flag.
Yeah.
Just sitting at the edge of the bed.
Yeah.
Love that shot.
And then you had like the poor pathetic little DiCaprio. Seriously, when I see them in a scene together, I'm like, that's just like a high school actor compared to
Dude, what the
It's just like, to me, like that was like an embarrassing thing that Scorsese did. Like, I'm gonna put DiCaprio next to Daniel Day-Lewis. Man, poor DiCaprio.
I love that movie. I love it.
It's a great movie.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a terrific movie, but I was surprised how much I liked that one. So
What?
I was surprised at how much I liked it.
Gangs of New York?
Yeah.
Why?
Because DiCaprio was in it.
I like Liam Neeson a lot in that too. He kind of got Boba Fetted though.
Yeah,
That kind of sucks.
He's only the first 5 minutes of the movie, right?
But he's sweet. I love a priest with a sword. That might be where my like that shtick came from. That I love a priest with a sword.
Yeah. Did you ever see Dead Alive with the Peter Jackson one?
I
Or
don't
Brain
think
Dead?
so. Is that a priest with a sword?
No, but it's a priest who knows kung fu,
Okay.
and he beats up a bunch of zombies.
Oh.
Yeah, and he even has a line. He goes, "I kick out." I kick ass for the Lord. That one. So
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Does Liam Neeson have gravitas?
most of the time, when he's, I didn't care for much for him in the Taken movies.
I saw did I see the first two?
I saw the first one.
I did see the first two. Then he take his wife next.
Yeah,
Kind of absurd.
yeah. They just keep
Taken-
taking his stuff.
Taken could have been a one-off.
Yeah,
I liked him a lot in Taken. I thought that was a good movie.
yeah. It was fine, but he did this thing that I hate. So many action movie stars do this now, and like the new
They brood. Too much brooding.
No, it's
I'd brood if some sex trafficker stole my daughter.
yeah, no, not brooding. It's like the new Jack Reacher show. So many action movie stars these days talk way too fucking much. So it's like when Jack Reacher, like I've only seen some scenes of it, but like there's one where like he doesn't just beat up a guy and then not say anything. It doesn't do the Clint Eastwood thing of like I'm just gonna kill him and then just walk away. It's like, hey, you better get out of here because I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna like break your neck and then this. And he always gives like some stylish like monologue before he kicks all their asses.
Right.
Stop fucking talking. Just
Right.
kick their asses and walk away. But they always.
Okay.
But it's such a writerly thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna have him say exactly what he's gonna do to them before he does it. It's
Kind of like John Wick doesn't do that, right?
John Wick doesn't do it. No.
Right. So John Wick, action's not my favorite.
Yeah.
But I love overall the fourth John Wick was the first one I didn't love. I didn't like all the others. I give in the mid to high 80s.
Mhm.
I think 4 I give in the high 60s.
Yeah.
It got like anything. It keeps getting more and more ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that like to me though that's a great action series.
I saw the first one. Well, that was good. It was fine.
I think I like 2 the most, if I remember. I might even give it like a 90. Like 2, I think was my favorite.
Interesting. Yeah.
But 1, 2, and 3 are all really good.
Yeah.
And 4 is it's all right.
I'll get to him. I just watched the first one. I thought it was fine. I think same thing. I think I have had this problem of like people freak out over something and then I don't watch it for like a year or 2 after, and then I go, oh, it's fine. It's
Sometimes
cool.
I have that reaction also.
Yeah.
Like it is kind of that. It is that counter like culture.
Something footsies with me.
Is that like what's the term I'm looking for? You have that impulse to what am I looking for? What's the term?
I think you're just looking for love.
Contrarian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like to be a contrarian.
Yeah.
I try and fight that because like a lot of stuff is good for like people popular for a reason. Some's not though.
Yeah.
I did wait on John Wick a lot though.
Yeah.
It just didn't sound interesting to me.
Yeah.
But
It does have a very straightforward plot. It does have a very sort of like
It does.
You picked on the wrong guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, you know, they kill the guy's dog and he goes on a killing rant. Like, I think a lot of people can empathize with that.
Yeah.
Like, people love their pets, and if there's like...
Did you ever see Nobody? The movie with that comedy guy?
No. Bob Odenkirk?
Yeah, Bob Odenkirk.
No, I didn't.
It's the same writer. And here's
It's not
why.
the same thing.
Almost exactly the same thing.
Like, do they kill his family member?
No, but it's the same thing of like a retired assassin who has to come out of retirement.
He's an assassin?
Or he was,
Oh.
or not assassin, but he was like an intelligence guy, or like
I thought the whole plot was he's just like an everyman.
he's a retired guy, a retired hitman.
Okay,
or
I thought he was just like an everyman, or even retired everyman. Oh,
No.
That's even less appealing to me now.
I do not recommend it. And
Yeah.
that was another movie that people freaked out. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And
Oh.
it annoyed me because it was just a watered down version of John Wick. So here's what pissed me off. So I love Bob Odenkirk. I think he's
Love him
great.
too.
So I think he's a
Also
great
also-
comedic actor. And I think, you know, there are times when a comedic actor can do great in
Mhm.
drama. Here's the thing.
Sure.
This movie, his role occupied this weird, awkward middle space where it was just very bland. He didn't have because it's an action comedy, but he wasn't funny enough to be comedic, and he wasn't dramatic enough to be like, oh, this is like
You showing a different side to him.
it was just
Yeah.
he was just very muted and very subdued. And I'm like, I don't want a subdued Bob Odenkirk. I want some. It's like go for it. And also, like, it was still just basically John Wick, but with a few extra jokes. It was still just like, oh, you picked on the wrong guy.
But is he like John Wick is an incredible assassin?
Yeah.
Like, does stuff that like is unreal. Does Bob Odenkirk do that?
For the most part, he's older, so he's a little slow.
Yeah.
So there are a few times where it's like, oh, his back hurts, sort of thing. But for the most part, he's still just like a Superman. It's still just like, oh,
Really?
like one guy taking on a whole organization, and it's
Yeah.
but it was the same writer of John Wick, and it's almost the exact same plot. It's just
Yeah.
and it's like, and then you have a great actor in Bob Odenkirk, but you did very little with him. So it's like
Right.
that pissed me off. It was more. It was just a disappointment where it's like, okay, a cool action premise. The guy who did John Wick, all right, cool, and you got a great comedic actor. Okay, this could be something interesting. It's like everything was just muted. It's just subdued. And it's like, I don't know. It just wasn't.
Yeah. I it didn't. When did that come out?
A few years. I think it's like 2021.
Yeah.
I remember it came out during the pandemic or like sort of.
Streaming.
No. It came out in theaters, but it's sort of like that awkward time where it's like, yeah, we're kind of open, we're kind of not.
Or like 20. Well, it depends. We're here open much later, I think, than most of the country.
Yeah.
But probably like late 2021 or something.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that.
So I don't know. I wouldn't. It like my friend has a good term for that. It's a good screensaver movie. It's like if you're doing laundry, if you're folding laundry, just have it in the background. It's like it's entertaining enough, but it's like do something else while you're watching it. It's
Yeah,
not-
that's not how I watch movies.
Yeah.
Though, so I don't know. Maybe I'll get to it one day. But yeah, I thought it was more like, you ever seen like, is it Death Sentence
Mm-mm.
with Kevin Bacon?
No.
It's whatever happened to this actor? Whatever happened to Garrett Hedlund?
I don't know.
Do you know who that is?
Sounds familiar. I'm sure
He was in like Friday Night Lights. He was the fullback. He was in On the Road. He was in this movie, of course. In this movie, again, I'm pretty sure it's like a mixed race gang
Yeah.
that I think kills this guy's family or something, and he's not a super. He's just a dude.
Yeah.
He's a suburban dad, Kevin Bacon, and he like takes it upon himself to get revenge on the gang that murdered his family. And I thought basically when I saw Nobody, like the reviews or whatever, the summary, I thought it was just that, and that movie was not very good, which might be a remake. I don't know. Does that sound familiar? Death Sentence?
I remember hearing about it. I know that it exists.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Was it any good though?
I saw it so long ago. I feel like I saw it in high school.
Yeah.
I don't remember liking it really.
That's cool. That's awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Where are we at here? We're over an hour.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to discuss?
No, I think
So, I mean, this episode's notable for having the worst take on the podcast.
yeah, that LA is not the greatest city on the planet. I don't know why you would say something like that, but
On that note, Oh, we didn't promote anything.
Oh yeah,
We haven't promoted anything like 6 weeks.
yeah. Patreon.
In the
Follow
notes.
us.
Yeah.
Give us your money.
Well, become a patron if you
you
like
get
us
stuff.
and you listen. Yeah, you get merch and or you can make a one-time donation to the pod.
Yep.
Or
PayPal.
you could just share and like and subscribe.
Yeah,
and
follow us.
Give us stars on Spotify, and follow us and share with Nana. And
Send us
that's
some
it.
air support. Yeah.
And stay reckless.
Stay reckless.
Fight the crits.
Fight them. Intellectually speaking, don't beat them up.
Yeah.
Don't pick
This
fights.
is gonna call for violence.
Yeah.
Or is it?
It's not.
Get
Okay.
it?
Cool. Yep.
All right.
Trackpad stopped. There we go. All right, man.
All right. Around 20 minutes. I don't know if you want to cut a little out.
Yeah.
Of that. I don't know how hard or easy that is.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I can do that.
All right. So what do you want to do?
Want to go to Barney's Beanery?
So what kind of restaurant is this?
It's like American.
Is it like fancy?
No.
Can
It's
I wear
diving.
this?
You can wear that totally.
Okay. I can wear a hat.
You can wear a hat. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's divey.
All right. Cool. Then let's do that.
Yep.
Does it have a bar?
Yep.
Let's go there. Is it Sunset?
It's right off of Sunset. It's like
All right.
between
So
Santa
let's go
Monica.
drive around there and,
Yeah.
and come. We can go out, have some dinner.
Yep.
Right. We're gonna do dinner there.
Yeah.
Let's do it. You good to drive?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.